It's time for Force of Will. This is the Alice Origins 3 expansion. Sorry it's taking me so long to get to unboxing one of these. Had it sit in the back for a while, but I have recently gone back to being a full-time employee after my furlough shut down. And time isn't as plentiful as it used to be. One thing I would like to say, please be kind to your retail employees. They are out there still braving the COVID, just like your medical professionals, your food service industry. If folks are out there trying to make sure that you get service, getting the stuff that you want, make your life just that little bit more bearable, please be kind and appreciative. So it looks like we have a box topper in here. I love it when games do box toppers. Rezard. Interesting coloring on the name here. Neat. I played Force of Will when it came out a few years ago, back during the big craze, mainly because I was looking for an inexpensive game just to fill some hobby voids. And I've always loved that period of a game where there's exploration. Like, there are no set decks. Every card that you get is a mystery. Like, how are we going to use this? How are we going to break this? But little did I know that the game had actually been out for a while before that, and there were already, decks posted that were winning tournaments, and folks at the game stores started pulling deck lists and scrounging for those cards, and the game, for me, immediately lost that time of exploration. When I got into Magic the Gathering back during, when I got into it, it was Revised Edition and Fallen Empires. There was still that sense of, ooh, what are we going to do with this card? And every card was useful. There was no illusion of, nope, that's a bad card, that's a bad card, that's a bad card. This is what we want. This is your rare. It was, every pack was, ooh, what's this one? What's this one? So Force of Will, I now mainly get just because I love that. I didn't know they were doing, like, they kept the back the same, and the card quality is just mind-blowing. It's amazing. Resonator token, so it's a zombie token, but it looks like it has a darkness cost. So I guess there's a card that makes one of these. Neat. Oh, and a foil. Gorgeous artwork. I'm not a big fan of their foiling and how it seems to fuzz the lettering. But yeah, Force of Will I pick up mainly for the artwork. I still like having some of the cards in case I choose to play it. It was a simple game. I really liked the mechanic of you didn't have to search through your deck or potentially draw to get some mana or your production resource. You had a separate deck of magic stones, and you could just pull directly from that if you needed to, as you needed. Ooh, it's pretty neat. Crystallization. I'll look through and see what all these cards do later. I just enjoy the artwork, I enjoy the card quality, and you can usually find Force of Will boosters, the older sets, for pretty cheap. Just do a Google search or an eBay search. You can usually pick up an old booster box for like 15, 20 bucks at different places. Sometimes 30, sometimes more if those sets had really expensive chase cards back in the day. And the newer sets are smaller boxes. Oh, wow. What is this? A life point card. That's neat that they're doing that. That way you can keep track of your hit points. You don't have to worry about using dice. They're not making hit point. What rarity did that use up? Oh no, here's a super rare. So it looks like those will be in like an uncommon spot. Life 20. So it looks like they're doing multiple cards for those. It's pretty neat. I wonder if they did foil life point cards. Griffin, racing across darkness. It was a fun game. It was very similar to Magic. Definitely worth picking up if you're looking for something with some fun artwork. Bunny Rabbit. Oh, wow. It's a gorgeous Windstone. Hey, another life card. Life points, 1,000. Achai, Aki, Akel, Achel. Not quite sure how to pronounce that. The White Gale Eagle. As you can see, it's just a beautiful game. Quick to play, easy to make a deck. I like the bordering on some of these new cards. This is the latest set. I've got a lot of the older sets. And we're just getting all of the life point cards now. I guess this box knows that I really want to get these. It's really good artwork. I've always loved that classic kind of like colored pencil style manga artwork. And I'm pushing down the cards from the top so that when I pull from the pull tab, I don't rip any of the cards. You can see that that back one got bent. Not really worried about that. I'm just getting these cards for the fun of it. I'm not anticipating selling them. Might trade them off. That's part of the fun of a card game that no one really does anymore. No one trades anymore because cards are so easy to get. Banish this coin. Produce a light and a green. But how do you get it? Maybe there's a card out there that generates one for you. Just look at this artwork. I'd love to make a role-playing game around these characters or use them in a role-playing game. Ha! Oh my goodness. Red Illusionary Dragon of Passion. And this is why I occasionally pick up Force of Will. It's just a fun thing. You don't do it for profit. I mean, I understand people out there pick up card games for like selling secondary markets. And the first thing I hear when people open booster boxes is, oh, well, I didn't get value out of that. I didn't get my value back. Well, I mean, if you're buying a booster box, you're buying a booster box to get Magic cards. If you wanted value out of it, keep it sealed. Okay, so we've already had a Magic Stone. So it looks like they have alternate stones of the different elements. Because I know we had the red gem one, which I had seen before in previous sets. This one I don't remember seeing. Hey, it's another life point card. So it looks like one of the uncommon spots is going to be a token of some kind. That's pretty neat. Full art. Making this video before I go into work today. I gotta have some fun in life. Grave Robbers. I just got to go back to that one because a thought occurred to me. Is he called a grave robber because he's stealing from a grave, or is he a grave robber because he is stealing someone's grave to be in? Remove a resonator in your graveyard from the game. Put 2 1/1 counters on this card. Banish this card. Remove target card in a graveyard from the game. So yeah, I think he's looking for a place to lie down, so he is robbing someone else of their grave. That is pretty neat. Moan of the Dead. Snow White, the Valkyrie of Passion. No? So it looks like they've done different themes for the life point tokens. So if you want a particular, like, all vampire, you could... Ooh. What we got here? Laurier, the Twilight Witch. Stranger. And then Butterfly Effect. This would be an awesome playmat right here. I know I'm taking my time. It's going to be a long video. We're already at like 12 minutes. But, you know, I haven't seen any of the cards from this set. I'm sure other people out there have. Wow, look at that magic stone. Water magic stone. It's a crystal turtle. Uh-oh. There's a nice 100-point life token. Some more of that classic artwork. Uh-oh, what happened to this pack? I'm sorry, pack. You got packaged in there badly, but you know what? We still enjoy you. Oh, that's a neat one. Another Will coin. Blue-red. Will o' the Wisp. Stranger. Quick cast. Barrier. If I remember correctly, it's basically Flash and Defender. So it comes in when you need it. When it comes into play, draw a card. You return it to your owner's hand. White and green. Neat. So you could drop it out, do your block, draw your card, and then bring it back to your hand. That seems pretty broken for a rare. Who do we got here? Priscia, Pursuant of Exploding Flame. How's that for a wizard's name? Pursuant of Exploding Flame! Fireball! When this card is put into a graveyard from the field, deals 500 damage to your opponent. And it sounds like really big numbers, but you can pretty much just take the last 2 zeros off of everything in this game, if I remember correctly. I can never do like the full rip. As you can see, it's a pretty neat game, pretty fun, very similar to Magic. It's just got all of this beautiful artwork. Every card is different. So many different themes. Fallen Angelic Destroyer, Lucifer. Sorry, Bible people, they do make use of biblical references. Knight of Sigurd. Resonator token. Beast. Well, that's a busy card. I can't even read that name because of the foil. Resistance of the 12 Protective Deities. How's that for a card? See, I can only get like halfway, and then I have to the rest. Like, this is the sort of card game you could always pick up. You don't really have to buy a full box, but like I say, boxes now are like half the size of what they used to. Equally, that means they're about half the cost of what they used to. So instead of paying like $100 a box, you could get a booster box for like 45 or 50 of the new sets. I got this box from Potomac Distribution, just across the bay in Virginia. Cost me $45 on pre-order. Then I had ordered some other things from them, so I hit a free shipping threshold. So pretty inexpensive game if you're just looking for something fun to do. But yet you want something challenging so that you can stay in your normal game practices. Because as you see, you've got creatures, you've got attacks, you've got fast effects. Ooh. I like that perspective on the sword. Wings of the Archangel. Shorin, the King of Supremacy. But if you were looking for some of the older sets, you were looking for something fun to do on a weekend, just grab some of the older set booster boxes. Again, you can find them usually online, anywhere 15 to 30. Crack one of the larger boxes, make a couple decks. Just have fun with it. It's cheap enough that you can run draft pods every other weekend. Ooh, Apollon, the god of light. I have no clue if I've gotten anything like extremely rare or valuable. Not even worried about the secondary market on these. Someone out there might point something out in the comments. Probably not even going to sleeve up my decks for this anymore. Just because I feel like when some of this artwork, like imagine this card if it had some wearing around it. It had like a shuffling crease to it. This feels like the sort of game that would just get more charm as it got worn. I feel like people overprotect their games too much nowadays. I mean, think about it. What's the point of sleeving Twilight Imperium cards? I mean, if you play it every weekend, you get like 3 games in every weekend. Yeah, you might want to. But for the most part, I feel like a lot of board games have lost that charm of looking old and worn and played. Mysterium. Mysterium is one of those games that I refuse to put my cards into sleeves because it's a ghost game. It's a spiritual deduction game. I feel like the cards will look better as they get older and worn. Yeah, some of my more expensive card games, I will put sleeves in. My Commander deck for Magic, definitely, just because it makes it easier to shuffle in a quicker time frame. Last pack always has a bit of a sadness to it because we're done opening packs. But the journey begins of sorting and separating these and making new decks and incorporating them into my collection. Ooh, we got a foil Knight of Sigurd. I was hoping I'd get one of these. I saw the card earlier and I liked the artwork. That just looks great as a foil. So no like super special foils in this that I saw. They used to do foils that had texture to it. But as you can see, we got a huge selection of cards for like $45. Again, check out Potomac Distributions, but as always, prefer that you buy from your local game store first. Not all local game stores will carry Force of Will, either because they used to back in the day and got stuck on a lot of stock when everyone dropped the game, or they just don't have the capital right now to invest in another game to have sitting on their shelves. But they might be able to order 1 or 2 boxes for you directly. They might be able to give you a good price on it. If you can't find anyone, there are plenty of websites out there that will carry Force of Will booster boxes and Force of Will singles. Hope you enjoyed opening this box with me today. And as always, during this whole COVID shutdown, you stay safe. Bye.